In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a box plot. To make a box plot, you need at least one vector of numerical values, which I actually have sitting here. I have a vector z. It's part of a data frame I've called dat, and it's got a bunch of numerical values in there. So if I just want to make a box plot out of that, what I need to use is just the boxplot command, and then I need to tell it to go grab the vector z. Now, being that z is part of this data frame I call dat, I'd actually have to type in dat, $, and then throw in z if I wanted to. Well, I have to if I want to use z. And this will make me a box plot. And if I come over here and take a peek at it, just gotta get my cursor up here, blow it up a little bigger, it actually makes it a vertical box plot. If I want it to go sort of side to side, what I can do is throw in an extra command on there called horizontal. And I set that equal to true, and it'll redo it, and it'll do it in a horizontal fashion for me. And then I can still throw in the different labels and throw in a title using the X lab and the Y lab and the main option there. I can throw in colors too if I want, but this is enough just to see how this works for us there. Now there's something else you might want to do. A lot of times you want to make box plots for different sets of data so you can compare them side by side. And so that's what I actually have set up here. Let me just get this back down so we can see this. If you look at this data frame, there's actually two variables hiding inside of it. There's 100 observations on two variables, and I'll bring this up just a little bit for us. I don't want to see the whole thing. But you'll notice I have a grouping element here, B and A, and then I have these numerical values. The values don't mean anything. It's just I have something here so we can make pictures out of it. But we want to think that there's some stuff that's, some of these numbers are associated with a group B, some are associated with this group A, and they just happen to be mixed up there. And so let's suppose I want to make two box plots, one for the A group, one for the B group. How can I do something like that? Well, I can still just use this boxplot command. And then what you'll do is something a little bit different. You won't type in A or B. What you'll actually do is say, what variable are you interested in? Well, I'm interested in the Z variable. And then you just have to tell it how you want to break it down. Well, I want to break it down or split it up or factor it out based upon the group. So I use the tilde, and then I type in group, because that's how I want to break this thing up by the different groups. And then I just have to tell it where all this data is sitting, and it's sitting in the data frame called dat. So I just use the data argument, and I say equals dat. And what happens if I run this is I get two box plots, both in the same graph, and one of them's labeled A, one of them's labeled B, and these both happen to be vertical again. And I can do the same thing I did last time. If I want to make them horizontal, I just use the horizontal argument and set that equal to true, and then I'll go ahead and make a horizontal box plot with both of them side by side. And if it happened to be that the groupings were A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, I could do it with as many groups, and I'd get just as many box plots based upon how it's splitting the stuff up. Okay, so that's how you can go about making one box plot, or you can make well, at least in this case, a pair of box plots side by side.